With the reverence of one who treads on sacred ground, I welcome the theme of this new dawn. For this encounter between the Creator and the awakening soul, I have prepared a journey of 12 profound movements designed to touch the innermost being of every woman who seeks a sign this morning. Here is the structure for the script of the Divine Love Channel, The Voice of God. Modular outline. The silence of your room was still profound when I approached your bed. Before your first thought even took shape, or your hand reached for the alarm clock, my gaze was already upon you. I saw the exact moment when the breath of life filled your lungs once more. A silent miracle that many ignore, but which for me is the beginning of a new promise. I know you woke up with a restless heart, perhaps feeling the weight of a yesterday that still tries to creep into today. But stop for a moment and listen to what I have to say to you. You are here now because you felt that this new day needed to begin differently. It wasn't by chance that your eyes met these words. It was an appointment in the kingdom. I know your heart only desires to thank the Lord Jesus for another opportunity, for this blessed day that unfolds before you like a blank page. But there is something much deeper that I want to reveal to you before the sun reaches its zenith. Have you ever wondered why, among so many voices in the world, my voice found you right now? Perhaps you feel you are just another woman in the crowd, but I know the trembling of your hands and the prayer you offer without saying a single word. Just as I cared for every detail in the lives of the women who came before you, guiding their steps in the desert and providing bread in times of scarcity, I am here to do the same for you. This encounter is not just a coincidence. It is a direct answer to what you whispered in the stillness of the night. On this journey that we begin now, I will show you what I have prepared for each of your next 12 hours. I will reveal the deliverances you will not see and the peace that will be poured upon your home. If you remain with me until the last second of this message, I will give you a spiritual key that will change the way you see your problems. Feel my presence now. If this word of mine is reaching the depths of your soul, I would like you to speak to me now, opening your heart. Tell me your name, from what place in this immense world you are listening to me now, and what time the hands of the clock show in your reality. I want to know where my light is reaching. At this moment, let your soul give a silent cry of belonging. Write in the comments as one who makes a total surrender. Lord my God, I am present here. I have joined this channel because my love for you is what sustains me, and I desire more than anything to hear your voice guiding my steps. Stay with me until the end, my daughter. I have a clear answer that will be delivered to your spirit, and at the end, I will whisper a phrase that will be like a seal of protection for your day. Those who write this final phrase in the comments will seal a commitment of faith that will release prophetic blessings upon their families. But I haven't shown you everything yet. There's a secret about your awakening today that you haven't fully understood yet. What is your soul trying to tell me at this very moment? If this beginning touched your spirit, let your hand feel mine as you like this message, for every gesture of faith is recorded in the heavens. I was there, at that moment, when the silence of the house became so heavy that you could hear the beating of your own heart, accelerated and restless. I saw when you looked at the clock, the hours marking 3:42 in the morning, and sleep seemed like a distant desert that you couldn't reach. At that instant, the ceiling of your room seemed made of bronze, and your prayers seemed to bounce back, as if I were far away. But, my daughter, I have never been so close. I watched as you sat on the edge of the bed and felt the cold floor touch the soles of your feet, a shiver that came not only from the temperature, but from a soul exhausted from fighting the same battles. I saw the weight you carried all night, the worries about your children, the uncertainty about your livelihood, and that old pain that insists on poking at your chest when the lights go out. You thought you were alone in that battle against the shadows, but it was my hand that prevented anguish from completely suffocating you. The early morning hours are the stage where the enemy tries to whisper that tomorrow will only be a repetition of your pain. But I am the Lord who governs both darkness and light. While you sighed and adjusted your pillow for the 10th time, I was working in the invisible realm, undoing ties and preparing the way for this new day to dawn. The weight you felt finally lifted, because my mercy is like the morning light. It doesn't ask permission, it simply arrives and drives away what is dark. Remember what is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 30, verse 5. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. This is not an empty phrase to decorate pictures. It is a promise of blood and faithfulness. The night you went through was long, I know. I counted every minute of your weariness. But the light that now touches your face is proof that I conquered the dawn for you. The weight that tried to crush you before sunrise no longer has authority over the hours to come. I saw the exact moment when the sun began to break through the horizon, and you felt a sudden relief, as if an invisible burden had been lifted from your shoulders. It was there that I gave you the strength to rise. But pay attention, because what I'm about to reveal to you now in the silence of your kitchen, as the aroma of coffee begins to fill the air, is something you can't ignore. There's a presence waiting for you among the cups and the bread, something I've specifically saved for this moment, when you feel most vulnerable. Before we continue, tell me one thing, here in the intimacy of our encounter. What most tried to steal your peace during this last night? If my comfort has reached your spirit now, leave your sign of gratitude and subscribe to this place where my voice will always find you. Share this light with another soul who also faced a difficult dawn, and in a gesture of surrender, write here in the comments a word that seals your victory over the darkness. Dawn. But don't leave. What I have to tell you now, about that moment when you'll be alone in the kitchen, will change the tone of your entire week. As you watch the coffee steam rise and mingle with the light filtering through the crack in the window, I feel the pulse of your gratitude. You realize that standing is a victory I have won for you. This breath, this strength that begins to sprout in your bones is my gift, and now I invite you to a moment of mutual surrender, where what I give you overflows with care for that which is sacred. If it is possible for you, only if your heart feels this sweet calling, transform your gratitude into a seed of love through this channel. Consider my immense love and the sacrifice of my son Jesus for your life, and contribute using the link I left in the description of this video and in the first pinned comment below. There, you will find the sacred place where your offering of love can be deposited and consecrated before me, the Creator of all things. You can contribute any amount, from seemingly small coins to whatever your spirit desires. If you wish to contribute a different amount, simply type what your soul prompts you to donate. Remember, my beloved daughter, accept only what fits peacefully in your heart. I receive each gesture with infinite love. No matter the size of the offering, what I truly look for is the sincerity of the heart with which it is given. For what is little to you is often much to the one who receives it on the other side of this network. Whoever contributes any amount, moved by a sincere spirit, please remember to include your name and city with your contribution. On the first day of the coming month, I will ensure your name is remembered in a unique and special video on this page, Divine Love, the Voice of God, where divine blessings will be released upon your life in prayer. For it is written, each one should give as he has decided in his heart, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for the Lord loves a cheerful giver. Every offering made in faith is a precious seed before me, your Lord, and I will not fail to bear fruit in your soil. I see everything in secret, and I will reward you in the sight of all men. Remain until the end of this message, because I still want to touch your heart with my voice. Look at your hands now as they hold that warm cup. I see the slight tremor in your fingers, the one you try to hide from the world, but which reveals to me all the battle you have been fighting in silence. The sound of the spoon tapping on the glass of the mug echoes in the empty kitchen as a reminder that often you feel like the only person awake to carry the weight of your entire family. I am sitting at the table with you, in that chair that seems empty to human eyes. I am present, watching the steam of the coffee rise and the way you sigh deeply before taking the first sip. Many times you wonder if anyone truly sees the sacrifice you make. You clean the counter, organize the house, take care of others, and at the end of the day, you feel like your own soul has been forgotten in some corner. But I tell you, nothing you do is invisible to me. I saw when you closed your eyes for a second just now, asking for strength just to start the day. I saw the weariness that accumulated on your shoulders, as if you were carrying the whole world alone. This weight that makes your back ache and your mind race was not designed to be carried by you. I want you to rest your spirit in me today. Don't wait for night to come to seek my embrace. As you walk through the house, as you wash the dishes or tidy the rooms, feel my arm enveloping your being. I am not a god of distant temples. I am the God who dwells in the silence of your kitchen. I know the smell of the coffee you make and the prayer you say while waiting for the water to boil. For it is written in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. These words are not for a distant future. They are for this very moment when you feel at the limit of your strength. My rest is not merely the absence of work, but the presence of peace while you work. I am here to hold the weight that is crushing you, to be the pillar that supports your roof when you feel that everything is about to collapse. Feel my peace invading this space now. Imagine that my hands are upon yours, warming not only your body, but your soul, which for so long has felt cold and forgotten. This day will not be about how much you can produce, but about how much you allow yourself to be loved by me. Before you go out to face the world, let me heal this wound that no one sees. Have you ever stopped to think that the fact that you are here, hearing my voice now, is the clearest sign that I have not forgotten you? If this spiritual embrace has warmed your heart, show that you accept my company by enjoying this encounter and subscribing so that we never lose touch. Share this moment with a friend who also feels tired this morning. And as a sign that you surrender your burden to me, write this word of trust in the comments, my rest. But pay close attention, because there is something I have prepared for your heart, a guide that will accompany you every step you take out of this kitchen today. You will not leave through that door helpless, for I have left a gift to seal our intimacy. Now that the warmth of that cup warms your hands and my embrace calms the beating of your chest, I want you to understand that our encounter does not need to end when you cross the door of your kitchen. The day that unfolds outside will demand strength, wisdom, and a peace that the world will try to steal at every turn. Therefore, like a father preparing the way for his beloved daughter, I have arranged a daily refuge so that you will never feel helpless in the quietest hours. If your heart feels the call to delve even deeper into my presence, I have prepared a special gift, a journey of faith that I wrote with all my love for each of my beloved daughters and sons, the digital book entitled Divine Love Devotional. The Voice of God. It was created to be your daily remedy, the compass that will guide your steps and the sweet companion that will whisper promises of hope with each new awakening. Access to this treasure is available at the link in the description of this video and also in the first comment I left pinned for you. And listen carefully. If this is not possible for you at this moment, do not allow guilt or sadness to touch your heart. Remain here with me, for I will continue to sustain you and speak through this message, so that your soul may rest and you may not feel confused. The moment you complete your registration, access and all instructions will arrive in the email you provided, with each step explained in a very simple and clear way, so that you can begin your walk with me immediately. For it is written, "Let me hear of your unfailing love in the morning, for I have put my trust in you. Show me the way I should go, for to you I entrust my life." Psalm 143:8. This invitation is for those who seek constancy, for those who desire that my voice be the first sound to echo in their minds before the world's problems arise. It's not about obligation, but about a commitment of love between us. Take a deep breath now, feel the breath of life I have given you, and trust that I am taking care of every detail of what will come next. Tell me, my little one, will you accept walking hand in hand with me throughout all the hours of this day? If you feel you need this daily guidance, enjoy this moment of revelation and subscribe so that our alliance may be strengthened. Share this affection with someone who needs divine direction today. And as an act of accepting this invitation, write in the comments our word of unity, my guide. But don't rush out, for the mercies I mentioned are about to manifest on your face in a way you haven't yet experienced this morning. Notice now how the sunlight begins to touch the surface of your furniture, revealing those tiny particles of dust dancing in the air, invisible until the light finds them. Just as this light invades your home without asking permission, my faithfulness is flooding every corner of your life at this very moment. I want you to do something for me now. Walk to the nearest mirror if possible, or simply close your eyes and visualize your own face. What do you see? Perhaps you see the marks of time, the dark circles under your eyes from not getting enough rest, or that wrinkle on your forehead that carries the weight of worries you haven't yet been able to let go of. But listen to what your Creator has to say. I don't just see what the mirror reflects. I see the beauty of a soul that has survived the storm and is now rising to a new beginning. The renewal I bring to your face today is not something fleeting. It is a profound spiritual truth. Every time the sun rises, I am signing a new decree of life upon you. If you failed yesterday, if you felt you weren't good enough, or if guilt tried to whisper in your ear that you don't deserve this new day, look to the light. It is proof that I have already forgiven you. It is the sign that opportunities have returned to knock on your door even before you asked. For it is written in the book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verses 22 and 23, "The Lord's mercies are the reason we are not consumed, for his mercies never end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness." Think of these words as you feel the warmth of the day beginning to warm your skin. My faithfulness is not based on how perfect you can be, but on how constant I am. Great is my faithfulness to you, even when you feel small and directionless. Today, when you wash your face with water, understand that it's a gesture of new beginnings. Each drop that touches your skin is a reminder that I am washing away the bitterness of the past and giving you new eyes to see the blessings I hid in simple things. Don't see this day as just another in the succession of years. See it as the day my mercy decided to give you a new chance to be happy, to forgive yourself, and to be healed. The light that now illuminates your face is the same light that will guide your feet out of stagnation. Stop for a second and breathe. Can you perceive that the air you breathe now seems lighter than the air you were trying to find during the early morning hours? That's because I cleared the path for you. What else prevents you from believing that today everything can be truly different for you? If you receive this renewal now, let your heart shine as you like this message and subscribe so we can continue walking together under my light. Share this awakening with someone who has forgotten that mercies are renewed today. And, as a seal that you accept this new beginning, write a word of acceptance in the comments "Restart." But don't look away now, because soon, when you look at your calendar or the tasks that await you, I will show you how to deal with that tremor that insists on visiting your hands when insecurity knocks at the door. I saw when you stopped for a moment and your eyes landed on that calendar hanging on the wall, or when you opened your cell phone screen and felt a sudden tightness in your chest upon seeing today's date. The tremor in your hands did not go unnoticed by me. I felt every uneven beat of your heart as you faced the commitments, the bills that seem like insurmountable mountains, and the memories that certain dates insist on bringing to the surface. Often, the world demands a strength from you that you feel you don't possess, and the pressure of time acts as an invisible weight on your neck, trying to convince you that you are behind schedule, forgetful, or alone in the face of your responsibilities. I was there when you took a deep breath and tried to disguise your anguish so that no one at home would notice your fear of the future. I know the dryness in your throat when you think about the 31st or the 5th and wonder how you will make everything fit together. I see when you look at the empty chairs at the table, and the absence of someone who should be there hurts more than any financial debt. This vulnerability you feel, this nervousness in the face of the unknown, is not a sign of lack of faith, my daughter. It is simply your humanity crying out for a safe haven, and I am that haven. Don't think that your practical dilemmas are too small for the Creator of the stars. If I watch over the bird's path in the sky, why wouldn't I watch over your deadlines, your decisions, and the sustenance of your home? The world may measure you by what you produce or what you have in the bank, but I measure you by the love you carry and the courage you demonstrate in taking the next step, even with trembling legs. The calendar that frightens you today is the same one where I have already recorded my interventions and my miracles. For it is written in the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 41, verse 10. "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Miss, when you feel the ground giving way before the demands of this world, remember that my right hand is holding yours. I did not call you to carry tomorrow on your shoulders. I gave you today so that you could walk hand in hand with me. Now pause for a moment and let the air calmly enter your lungs. Look at your hands again. They may tremble, but they are instruments of blessing in my work. I will guide each of your gestures and give you the discernment necessary to resolve what seems impossible. What the calendar marks as a challenge, I mark as an opportunity for you to see my glory manifest in ways you never imagined. Tell me, in the silence of your being, what is the date or commitment that has been keeping you awake lately? If you feel my hand is holding yours right now, leave your sign of trust by liking this message and subscribing so I can continue to comfort you on each new journey. Share this word of strength with another woman who also struggles with the anxiety of time. And, in an act of absolute surrender, write in the comments a word that declares my dominion over your life, Governor. But remain attentive, for while you face these struggles, I am preparing something that goes beyond mere survival. I want to show you the banquet that is already being served to you, right there in the middle of the battlefield where you think you will be defeated. Don't just look at what seems to be missing from your table or the balance that worries you at the end of each month. While the world tries to convince you that you are living in scarcity, I am preparing a banquet for your soul right in the center of the battlefield where you have been fighting. I see when you walk to the kitchen and open the cupboard, and the silence that comes from there seems to confirm your fears. I see when you count every penny or plan how to stretch the little you have so that no one at home lacks anything. But listen to what your God tells you. The desert has never been a place of death for my children, but the stage where I show my deepest provision. Often you feel surrounded by voices that shout defeat, by judging glances, and by circumstances that try to steal your dignity. It is precisely there, before these invisible enemies, that I begin to spread the white tablecloth of my grace. I will not wait for the struggle to end to bless you. I will feed you while the war is still going on. I am bringing into your life a provision that does not come only from the sweat of your brow, but from the dew of my heaven. What seems impossible to others is, for me, only the beginning of a miracle that will leave many speechless. For it is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 5, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows." Feel that oil now flowing over your mind, calming thoughts of lack and replacing them with the certainty of my abundance. Your cup will not only fill, it will overflow so that you may be a channel of blessing in the lives of others. The scarcity you feared is merely the empty space I needed to deposit my abundance. I did not bring you here so that you would go hungry for bread or hope. Today, as you perform your tasks, know that I have already given orders to my angels concerning your provision. Where there was lack, there will be abundance. Where there was shame, there will be honor. I am restoring your confidence that you are a daughter of a king who possesses gold and silver. Do not settle for the crumbs the world offers you. Sit at the table I have prepared specifically for you. I see the beauty of your perseverance, and it is what moves me to open the windows of heaven upon your house. The banquet is served, and the main course is my unwavering presence. Feel this strength rising in your chest now. Can you perceive that, even in the midst of the struggle, an inexplicable peace has begun to fill the spaces where before there was only fear? Tell me, my daughter, in what area of your life do you most need me to perform the miracle of multiplication today? If you accept this banquet and trust in my provision, leave your sign of faith by liking this encounter and subscribe to continue receiving my daily nourishment. Share this promise with someone who is also facing desert times. And as an act of possession of what I have already prepared, write in the comments the word for your new season, abundance. But don't close your heart now, because there is something about the tears you shed silently while tidying the house, thinking no one saw, that I need to reveal to you. These tears didn't fall to the ground. They were gathered and transformed into something I kept to give to you at this very moment. I was there, right beside you, right beside. When you leaned over that heavy laundry basket, or when you gripped the broom so tightly your fingers turned white. I saw the exact moment a single tear escaped and fell onto the floor you had just cleaned. You quickly wiped it away with your shoulder, in an automatic gesture, glancing around to make sure no one in the house noticed your fragility. At that moment, the smell of soap and the sound of water hitting the bucket were the only backdrop to a dialogue that only you and I were having. To the world, you were just taking care of the house, but to me, you were on an altar, offering the sacrifice of a heart that can no longer bear to carry everything in silence. You know, my little one, every drop that rolled down your face while you washed the dishes or made the bed wasn't lost down the drain or on the fabric. I collected them one by one. I saw the weight of the silence you swallowed so as not to worry your children or to avoid a fight you no longer have the energy to face. I saw the pain of feeling invisible within your own home, as if your presence were only noticed when something was missing, but never when your soul ached. But listen to what your father is telling you now. Those tears were not signs of defeat. They were liquid prayers, groans of your spirit, that reached my throne with more force than any shouted sermon. I am transforming each of these pains into pearls of faith. In the economy of my kingdom, nothing is wasted, especially the suffering of a mother and a woman who gives herself until she is empty. What you call weariness, I call surrender. What you call weeping, I call purification. While you were caring for what is visible and fleeting, I was caring for what is eternal within you, strengthening your roots so that the wind that will blow outside today cannot knock you down. For it is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 56, verse 8, "You keep track of my wanderings, you put my tears in your bottle. Are they not in your book? Yes, I have a record of every time your heart ached and you had no one to talk to. I keep your tears as treasures because they prove that even wounded, you did not abandon your post. They are proof of your faithfulness in little things, and that is why I am preparing you for the much that is to come. Feel now my comfort washing your mind. Do not be ashamed of having cried while tidying the house. Those tears cleared the way for my glory to enter your room. Today, when you look at the corners of your house, do not see only obligations, but see the place where I found you and sustained you. You are the guardian of this home, and your silent strength is what prevents the structures from collapsing. Before we continue this journey, let me ask you something very profound. What did you say to me in your thoughts at that moment when the tear fell and you thought I wasn't listening? If this revelation touched the wound you tried to hide, leave your sign of communion by liking this message and subscribe so that you never again feel alone in your daily tasks. Share this embrace with another woman who also cries silently before the sink or the stove. And as an act of someone who understands your value before me, write in the comments a word that defines how I see you. Precious. But don't let your attention wander, because while you were crying and taking care of the home, I was taking steps you haven't yet seen. I have already mapped out the path for the next few hours, and what I have prepared for you to find when you leave home will show you that I have never lost control of a single second of your story. Listen now to the sound of the key turning in the lock. Feel the cold metal between your fingers and the slight click that echoes through the hallway as you prepare to cross the threshold of your door and face the world outside. I know that, for a brief second, you gripped the doorknob tightly, as if you wanted to postpone the moment of leaving, facing the noise, the demands, and the gaze of people who don't know your soul as I do. The street air that hits your face now carries the smell of damp asphalt or road dust, and you walk cautiously, fearing to encounter some obstacle you cannot overcome. But what you haven't yet realized, my daughter, is that before you took your first step on the sidewalk, I had already traveled every meter of that path. I was at that bus stop before you arrived. I walked through the aisles of that market, where you will have to do your shopping, and I have already visited the room where that difficult conversation will take place today. While you were still sleeping, and the night was a dark curtain, I was already moving pieces on the chessboard of your life that you didn't even know existed. I deflected malicious glances that would have crossed your path, and silenced words that would have been hurled to hurt you. The path that seems uncertain to you is a road that I have already paved with my faithfulness. You are not discovering a new trail. You are following the footprints I left behind. Many times you feel as if you are walking in the dark, groping along the walls of life, trying not to stumble, but look at the ground beneath your feet. The ground does not give way because my hand sustains it. I know the name of every person who will pass by you today, and I have already prepared the heart of the one who needs to extend a hand to you. Nothing that happens between sunrise and sunset will be a surprise to me. I have already traced the detours for your stumbles and the bridges for your abysses. For it is written in the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 2, I will go before you and make the crooked places straight. I will break in pieces the gates of bronze and cut through the bars of iron. Take hold of this truth as you walk down the street today. If there is a closed door preventing you from moving forward, I am the one who breaks the bars. If the path seems crooked and confusing, I am the one who straightens it. You don't need to have all the answers or know the complete map of your journey. Just trust in the guide who never goes astray. Feel the security of being led by me. At every corner you turn, remember, I have been there. At every climb that tires your legs, know that I have already prepared a resting place at the top. Your security does not come from your ability to predict the future, but from my promise to never leave you alone. What the world calls luck, I call providence. What you call coincidence, I call a perfect plan. Take a deep breath and walk with your head held high. What causes you the most fear as you cross the gate of your house and face the world today? If you feel that I am already one step ahead of you, protect this encounter by liking this message and subscribe so that my voice may always be your map. Share this divine direction with someone who feels lost in the labyrinth of life, and as a sign that you accept being guided by me, write in the comments a word of surrender, direction, but don't lose focus. Because while you walk this path I have traced, there is something about your true identity that I need to reaffirm. The world will try to give you names and labels that don't belong to you, but I will show you now the peace that nothing can steal, and who you truly are before my throne. I see when you open your phone and the notifications jump out at you, bringing news of chaos, rumors of crisis, and words that try to steal the hope I have just placed in your heart. I watch when you turn on the television, and the noise of human voices sounds like a constant scream, trying to convince you that the world is crumbling, and that you are just a dry leaf carried by the wind. The honking of horns, the side conversations in the market, and the veiled judgment in the eyes of those who don't know, you create a symphony of fear that tries to stifle my voice. But, my daughter, I am the silence that governs the thunder. I am the peace that does not depend on favorable circumstances to exist. Many times, you feel your mind is a battlefield where thoughts of inadequacy try to infiltrate. You look at yourself and feel small in the face of the world's news, but I call you by the name of heiress. While the world tries to label you based on your age, your weariness, or what you haven't yet achieved, I reaffirm your identity as a beloved daughter, chosen and sealed by my spirit. This peace that I give you now is not a fleeting feeling that depends on a sunny day or a full bank account. It is a spiritual shield that protects your heart against the arrows of anxiety. For it is written in the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verse 27, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid." Understand the depth of these words. I do not give you a peace that is bought or lost with bad news. I give you my own peace, the peace I had while the storm lashed the boat and my disciples cried out in fear. If I dwell within you, that same calm is available to your spirit now, even if the world outside seems upside down. Today, when external noise tries to disturb you, close your eyes for a second and imagine that I am placing my hands over your ears, filtering only what is eternal. Do not allow the fear of the news to steal the brightness of this blessed day that I have given you. You are protected by a wall that human eyes cannot see, but that hell cannot penetrate. Your identity is not in what they say about you, but in what I have already written about you even before the foundation of the world. Breathe in this peace now. Feel it descending from your mind to the soles of your feet. Do you realize that, despite everything, there is a strength within you that refuses to give up? This force is me. Tell me with all the sincerity of your soul, what is the noise or news that has been trying to steal your sleep and peace lately? If you receive this spiritual shield and decide to walk in my peace, show that you trust in my care by liking this meeting and subscribing so that my voice will always be your refuge. Share this serenity with someone whose heart is troubled today, and, as an act of one who feels protected by me, write in the comments a word of authority. My shield, stay with me just a little longer. For we have reached the final moment of our meeting today. I have a whispered word that will be the key for you to get through the next few hours, and I will give you the answer I promised at the beginning of this video. My daughter, now that the sun has risen completely and the light shines through every crack in your dwelling, I look at you and see a warrior who, even with tired eyes, has decided to trust in my awakening. This day is not just another number on a 24-hour calendar. It is living proof that my grace reached you even before you uttered the first word of gratitude. I heard you say in the silence of your spirit, "Thank you, Lord Jesus, for this blessed new day." Know that this whisper of recognition is what opened the floodgates of heaven so that I could guide you to this very moment. Remember that I promised, as soon as we began this journey, that I would reveal a phrase that would be your spiritual key, a secret weapon for the moments when your strength seemed to fade. Now, with the world roaring outside and your tasks awaiting you with their demanding voices, I lean into your ear to deliver this inheritance to you. Keep it in the deepest part of your soul, and let it be your answer to every doubt, every fear, and every obstacle that arises in your path. The phrase that heaven releases upon you now, revealed as a fulfilled promise, is, "I can do all things through him who strengthens me." I want you not only to keep this within yourself, but now, in an act of total surrender and unwavering faith, to write this phrase here in the comments. As you type each word, feel my power flowing through your hands and renewing your mind. Whoever writes these words is sealing a commitment with the Almighty, declaring that the limit of their human capacity has been replaced by the infinite power of the Creator of all things. This is your seal of protection for the coming hours. Don't stop listening to me now. There is so much more I want to reveal to you, secrets of peace and restoration that I only give to those who remain in my presence. Continue immersed in this source, following the paths I have prepared for you in the playlists of this channel. There, I will continue shaping your destiny and bringing clarity to what seems confusing today. I will be waiting for you in every new message, in every beat of your heart that cries out for me. Go now, with your face bathed in my light and your heart shielded by my peace. I have already gone ahead, I have already straightened the paths, and I have already prepared your place of honor. You are my beloved daughter, and on this day, nothing can separate you from my all-seeing and all-providing gaze. I see you, I guide you, and I love you with a love that will never end.